Steve Walker, Chair of SBS Worldwide. Welcome to the London Book Fair podcast. Now, SBS was set up almost 30 years ago, which is a long time in publishing. Tell me a little bit about it and how it's developed in recent years.
Yeah, we started in '83, primarily just moving freight on the North Atlantic by ocean freight, and we have grown our business in the UK to a point where in '98 we opened offices in the USA, and subsequently in the last 3 years have opened a joint venture in Hong Kong and China. So we now have about 250 staff and a turnover of about $100 million. Most freight moves by ocean freight. We do move some air, which are really review copies that we bring in from the Far East direct to market.
So quite small packages only go by air
Correctly,
these days.
yes.
Now, you're on record as saying that a book should only cross more than one ocean if it's in a cruise liner bookshop. Tell us about what you meant by that.
Well, what we've done is we've tried to get publishers to relook at their supply chain. I mean, I think IT people talk about a whiteboard and start again. I think we're trying to say to publishers, they're trying to save money, and if they review the way that they handle their freight, maybe there are better ways to do it. We're trying to offer the opportunity to distribute from the Far East, direct to market. That's one way, by giving visibility through IT systems. So we're trying to encourage people to ship straight to market and make the savings related, not being driven by having a distribution centre that they feel they must bring the books back through, clear it through the system, and then reship out.
You've just developed a customised publishing software program, I think. Can you explain a bit about it?
The point of the software is to take the pressure off production people who predominantly, I believe, receive all the phone calls from all parts of the business. Where are the books? When are they coming to market? And we've modularised the software. So, for example, the distribution centre can see when they're going to get it. The salespeople can see when the books are coming to market. And as a consequence, we're trying to give people ownership within the whole business. We're trying not to make it one person's decision, but a corporate decision on how freight is handled. I think by opening up the supply chain, what we've enabled the people to do within a publisher is to see the information that's relevant for their position. I think the one thing we've become aware of is that in production, they get all the phone calls from all parts of the business asking when books are coming to market. We're able to break it down and give the relevant people the information that they need from production, letting them know when, if the printer is on time, through to a distribution centre to see when the specific book is coming to them so they can prepare for it. And we're even developing a iPhone app so the salespeople can put in ISBNs when they're on calls, when they're seeing their customers, and can determine when that book is coming to market. I have to believe that adds value over spreadsheets that are stuck to walls in offices giving purchase order numbers.
Now, SBS has always been concerned about sustainability, but of course the concern now is not just saving the planet, but also saving money.
Yes, it is. I think at the fair we're rolling out a new initiative for handling freight. I think traditionally it moves one of about 3 different ways by ocean freight. It would move on pallets, it would be loaded loose in the container. All those have ongoing consequences of cost when it arrives at the destination. Often the pallets that are received are no more than glorified firewood, so those are then discarded. They're put on fresh pallets to go into the distribution centre, be it here or in the States, which are our main markets. Or if they come in by hand, they've got to be handled, and it's that labour resource that I think we're asking people to evaluate. And what we have decided to offer is for publishers to look at slip sheets as a mode of handling freight. It's something that the pharmaceutical business have been using. Certainly the wine industry use it, for example, and I know that publishers can be very precious about their books, that they're not to be handled so many times, they're frightened of damage, but if they actually looked at how many times the books are handled, I think they would be absolutely amazed at the robustness of the packaging. What we're offering in these slip sheets is they are just cardboard trays that sit one on top of another in a container with the freight shrunk wrap to them. It needs special handling equipment, but the actual cost of those is negligible compared with the saving. If you could see 40 of these slip sheets next to 40 pallets and pallets that are going to be discarded, I think people would realise you could get 12% more freight into a container. I think that is a green box ticked as far as the publishers are concerned.
Just much more commonsensical.
Yes.
What for you is the purpose of the London Book Fair? You're going to be meeting some old customers, but also presumably making lots of new connections.
Well, I think with our EDC software, we have been very fortunate that many of the major houses have an active interest in it. Now, I understand that vessels have a big turning circle. I think everyone would accept in publishing, they too take a long time to make a decision. But the fact we're talking to people, the fact that many people are involved in committees discussing it, The fact that one or two houses are selling it to their imprints internally leads me to believe the software has value. I think one of the other things that we actually do is evaluate a printer's ability to deliver on time. We have software that shows how many days orders are running late. It enables management to look at it in hindsight and say, why are we supporting this printer? And also go to the printer and say, you are running 4 or 5 days later than our milestones, and as a consequence you can seek discounts on future orders. So it's giving a helicopter view for management of actually what's going on in their supply chain.
And that is unique, is it, to have the full picture of everything from involving print and freight and everything else?
Well, I think it's available in retail. I think it's been available in automotive business for a long time. Publishing hasn't had it. So I think this is why it's been well received, and some of the major houses we're talking to, there's one that we've made a saving $1.5 million a year. Now that's a considerable amount of money in the present climate, and
Yes.
it's there to help people save jobs.
SBS is a sponsor of both the Chairman's Breakfast and the Lifetime Achievement Award. What's special about those two awards for you, and why are you involved with them?
Well, I thoroughly enjoy selling, full stop. I particularly enjoy selling into publishing. I have been quoted as saying it's the last bastions of a people business. It's been very successful for us in promoting and being seen around. There's clearly some of our competitors have been around longer and have been associated with distributing of books, but I think we're offering something different. Yes, we want to handle the shipping for the major houses, smaller houses, but we want to come to the table with something, hence our software, EDC, hence our idea regarding slip sheets. It's a way of trying to give something back, but at the same time grow our own business.